go. Hello, everyone. Please hit the like button as you join to help more people find the stream. And we are here on March 8th, 2022, which will be the last day of operation for the original version of Mickey's Toontown as it existed since, what was it, January of 92? Is that right? You know, in Disneyland's almost 70-year history, they've I guess 66-year history, they've only added a handful of land since the park opened. New Orleans Square comes to mind, Critter Country, once Bear Country, Galaxy's Edge, Mickey's Toontown. For those unaware, Mickey's Toontown begins its life in 1988 at Walt Disney World as Mickey's Birthday Land, where they gave a whole temporary land to Mickey for his birthday that year. And that was Mickey's 50. Was that 50? Was that 60? Mickey's 60th that year. Yeah. And so there was a whole temporary land where you could, it was the first time there was a place specifically to meet Mickey Mouse where he didn't just come out. And so this was a big thing to people. And they realized that this worked really well. Guests really liked it. And so Mickey's Birthday Land was supposed to close. It was supposed to go away. It didn't. It instead became Mickey's Starland, which, of course, infamously had a Disney afternoon stage show and a whole bunch of cool stuff. And then, given that that was so popular, Disneyland decided they should get in on the action, too. And that's when they started developing Mickey's Toontown, which the development of the land's really interesting. It changed a lot. In the 3 or 4 years of development, it changed a lot. And we'll talk about that a little bit tonight. I'll go over some history and things that changed. Various different IPs that were supposed to be back here, and even a very different version of Toontown that ended up not getting built before they landed on the version that they did build, that opened in 92 and then was finished with Roger Rabbit after that. Did I finally get some sleep? Yeah, I slept over the weekend. I finally I recovered from Star Cruiser over the weekend. Some reminders before we head into Toontown. Number 1, please like the video. Number 2, please subscribe if you haven't. We have a lot of really great stuff on this channel, including dozens of videos about the Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser, the most content of anyone on the internet, I would dare say. We also have a lot of great weekly and several times a week shows, including Timekeeping, News Today, a lot of good stuff. So it's good to subscribe also. And then if you really want to support what we're doing, you can leave us a super chat right here on YouTube. And also you could join the WDWNT Interglobe Society at patreon.com/WDWNT for bonus content. Also just to support all the stuff we do on a weekly basis. So thank you, Bonnie. It's very sweet. She said, we're killing it on YouTube right now. We're trying very hard. Trying very hard. A lot of content, a lot of work going into it. Try and give you the absolute best Disney Parks YouTube channel, bar none. And we appreciate that you guys appreciate it. Okay. We should go in. Underneath the super fun population sign that keeps spinning. Numbers and symbols and all sorts of fun stuff. Sadly, some elements I thought I'd get to say goodbye to when Toontown closed are already gone. The little lamppost guy that would tell you what time Toontown was going to close for the night got removed when they redid the pavement, as did the Mickey's Toontown gate, which used to be under the train there too. That's gone. Of course, Toontown already kind of wrecked a bit thanks to Runaway Railway. Obviously, there's walls up, and we can't get to some of the stuff in the center of town where Town Hall is. That's already gone. Those will be coming back, though. Those buildings aren't going anywhere. They may look a little different when they come back, but here's downtown Toontown to the right, where you find the Toontown Cab Company. Not a big turnout tonight, though. I expected more people. Only 35 for Roger. Oh, the fountain turned on. That's great. The fountain was not on earlier today, and I was afraid that was going to be it for the Roger fountain. But they turned it on, at least mostly on. Both ears are supposed to shoot water, but at least At least one of them's working. I think we're going to start in the back, though. I think we're going to do gadgets. We're going to do gadgets first. Save Roger for last. Of course, over here in the middle, we have the Jolly Trolley station. The Jolly Trolley was actually a functioning attraction in 1992. It would board from here, just a little trip around the land. It was this trolley that would kind of bounce up and down and left and right, jostle around like it was a cartoon trolley. Because of that ride system, it didn't function really well, had a lot of problems, and closed relatively quickly.
I can picture it. The thing has like a red door.
But yeah, this is where you'd get on. This is where you can get on and off. It's been like a DVC kiosk in more recent years. And obviously the tracks have remained over the years too, but I think it seems from the concept art that the tracks are finally going to go away. We have to talk about my favorite thing that we know is going away, and it's this fountain, the music fountain, where you can step on these little metal plaques and it'll make some musical noises. But it's also just really cute. I think it used to shoot water too. I think this little pinhole in the middle of this instrument used to shoot water back in the day, maybe. So the story with this fountain, a lot of people maybe ask, why is there a musical fountain back here? The main component of Toontown was originally supposed to be a theater, and then at the theater, there was supposed to be a sort of backstage meet and greet with Mickey at the theater. So you still kind of go backstage with Mickey at the meet and greet in his house. That carried over, but the reason that theme was present was not because you're at his house, it's because the original concept was this theater. So there'd be a theater with an actual show, and then off to the side of that, in the backstage area of the theater, there would have been the Mickey meet and greet. That didn't happen, and even though that didn't happen, this musical fountain that again kind of is a nod to this concert hall, still got built in this land. And here it is, and it's a great piece. I'm gonna miss this a lot. It's very cute. I hope the Archives is taking this. If they're taking anything, I would hope it's the Mickey. I hope he's preserved. It's a nice piece. We're going to step on. I'm going to do it. Here we go. There's the note. Let me do it again. Yeah, Jolly Trolley had a lot of technical problems. They had to get rid of Jolly Trolley. It didn't work. Here's another one. We're going to go ahead and do another one. They're kind of low now. They were louder earlier today. Here's Mickey's house. The houses are staying. They may come back different. I don't know. But houses are staying at the very least. What they announced to retheme, they've specifically announced that they're going to retheme Gadget's Go Coaster, Donald's Boat, and Goofy's house. Those are the three things officially acknowledged as changing. So, all right, we're going to go on Gadget's Go Coaster. How long's the wait? 20 minutes.
I'm doing good in the respiratory.
Let's do it. Gadget's Go Coaster is not themed to Inspector Gadget. I want to get that out of the way. People often say that and think that. It's themed to Gadget from Rescue Rangers, their female companion who was an inventor. That's the theme of it. Of course, what's great is if you miss original Toontown, it is for the time being going to live on probably in a more well-maintained form, honestly, at Tokyo Disneyland, where honestly Gadget's Go Coaster is so meticulously kept that it's really great. All these frogs actually still spit water there. Everything's painted nicely. It looks really good there. I think the word on the street is Chippendale's treehouse is gone. That's going to be removed probably for a pathway to Galaxy's Edge. That's the rumor, at least. We don't know anything. But the treehouse, so several pieces of Toontown were kind of neutered. Probably, God, I want to say 15, 20 years ago. There were some legal concerns about safety. And so some things were removed. There was a slide that used to be part of Chippendale's treehouse that was removed. The slides and stuff at Donald's house or Donald's boat were pulled out as well. And then Goofy's house used to be a bounce house. And again, due to concerns that they can get sued if a kid hurt themselves, they took the bounce elements out of Goofy's bounce house. There also was a ball pit behind the Chippendale treehouse. I'll show you. We'll go over there and look at it. There was a ball pit behind the Chippendale treehouse that also got quote-unquote removed. I say quote-unquote removed because it's still there. There's no balls in it and it's not open, but it's there. My theory is they're not going to spend a lot of money on Gadget's Go Coaster, and it's probably just going to become Chippendale. That's my theory. I don't know anything, for the record. I have no inside information on this. But I mean, Gadget's not a character that a lot of people know or is still relevant. It may be relevant after the Rescue Rangers movie on Disney Plus, but that again is geared towards adults, that movie. And so this is a land geared towards children, toddlers specifically. So I don't think that's of great benefit to them. The only Disney ride based on a TV show. Is that true? I have to think about that. That might be correct. So, technically, in the 90s, they did Disney Afternoon Avenue here. And so the motorboat cruise was themed to gummy bears, and a couple other things were re-themed temporarily at that point. As far as permanent, you might be right. TV shows. It's a good. I gotta think about that. That might be right. Okay, so what are we defining an attraction as, right? Ride, maybe. So all of the Epcot World Showcase Adventure attractions have been themed to shows, right? Kim Possible, Phineas and Ferb, and if it ever actually happens, it may not at this point, the DuckTales one. Tower of Terror's not... Yeah. No, that's fair. Twilight Zone. Yeah, so there's two, right? It's Twilight Zone. This would be the only one based on a Disney TV show, right? So, yeah. There's all sorts of other nitpicking we can get to, right? Ellen's Energy Adventure could be themed to both the Ellen television show and Jeopardy, right? So there's it's at least worth thinking about. It's at least worth thinking about. American Idol wasn't owned by Disney when it was open, though. This is it. This is the last night at Toontown. It closes tonight. So tomorrow it'll just be a wall. You won't be able to get in Toontown.
You're just getting heavy. My arm's gonna... Do you want my arm to fall off? Okay.
Millionaire, yeah. So rides. If we want to talk about rides, it's this in Tower, right? And this is specifically the only Disney television show ride. That was loud. I hope you all appreciate that I'm going on Gadget's Go Coaster for you. I hope this is appreciated. This is probably already the longest I've ever waited for Gadget's Go Coaster also. There's Chippendale's Treehouse back there. You can see it. They've really let everything go. Like they knew the land was closing, so they really let everything kind of rot. So Chippendale's Treehouse is covered in ivy. You can't really get a clear shot of it from the front. And then all the planters up on the hill are dead back there. I love Care Bears. I had a whole Care Bears bed set when I was a kid, and I still actually, when I moved, it's like the one weird old memento my mother made me take with me as this Care Bear pillowcase. So it's still in my closet here in Florida. We're in California right now. At home in Florida. Forget where I am half the time. I'm gonna wipe the lens. I feel like the lens is a little smudged. I'm gonna give it a wipe. Let me find my lens cloth somewhere. Here it is. Here comes a lens cloth. Here we go. There we go.
He might be the coolest. Maybe not the strongest. Yeah. I would say. Okay, that was pretty big. I don't know. It's too many. The little drops of electric. I'm like, oh my god.
After I saw him in
Can we talk about for a moment how this attraction opened in 1992 and does a better job of being Toy Story Land than Toy Story Land does? Like, look at these super cool oversized props that actually have movement and animation. Constant animation at that, right?
Traditional style, you know, like hidden dragon or hidden tiger jumping or whatever it is.
Slinky's a more fun roller coaster if you want to judge it just on roller coaster. As far as theming and immersion, this is... I think this does a far better job. There's not as much shade in this queue. I mean, there's some trees, but also it's it's not Central Florida. The weather's usually far more forgiving here. I mean, you could have your sunny days here where you get a little sunburn, but I feel like it's way less common than Orlando. I don't know. I feel like a lot of queues here aren't shaded because they don't need to be. Right? Like the California sun can be strong, but I never feel like I don't know. I don't feel like I get burnt here all the time. I don't know. Going from 45 years of building shaded queues in Florida to just one day being like, no, we're not gonna build those anymore was weird. We don't officially know what the re-theme of this is. They've only vaguely said it. They kind of just said it to the OC Register. But they specifically said Gadget's Go Coaster, Donald's Boat, and Goofy's House. That was all they were willing to say. That those three things will be re-themed specifically. Or reimagined. Still Toontown. Still Mickey's Toontown. Still featuring Roger Rabbit's cartoon spin. Still having a lot of the buildings that are in it. So they're going to reimagine some of the space. A lot more park space, they've said. And what they mean by that is like grass. A lot more grass space, open space for, kids to run around and people to sit. That's a big thing. I don't know. I guess they've done a lot of surveys and stuff, and that's what the park apparently needs is just some space for kids to run around and sit on the grass and that kind of thing. So they're replacing some weird... I'll show you what spots they're specifically like kind of clearing up. Fixing a couple things. New fountain. Obviously Runaway Railway. More profitable. I will say this much, like Disneyland management more often than not is capable of doing things just because they're the right thing to do, or at least because there's a good reason to do them, not necessarily just because there's money to be made, right? So I think it was clear that Toontown needed something, and Runaway Railway made sense for Toontown. And so I think Disneyland looked at it as though, like, we can't just open this ride in the middle of the Toontown that exists. This is a good opportunity to come in and refresh the land. And so I think the intentions are a little more pure than a lot of projects, honestly. Oh, super chat, Chuck. Great thumbnail for the live stream. Thank you. No, I was very excited at the prospect of me being Judge Doom. It seemed exciting. Come on, guys. I need more thumbs up for me riding a kiddie coaster. I'm here alone riding a kiddie coaster for you. Give me some more likes, please. Come on. There's definitely more pride in being management at Disneyland, right? Like, I think there's more of a conscience here. Florida, there's not. Florida will do anything. I don't know that there's anything that's untouchable in Florida at this point. But here I don't know. Here I feel like they try harder here. Doesn't mean every decision they make here is great, but they still have Lightning Lane. The Magic Key thing was a debacle. Avengers Campus is not particularly good. So they're not infallible here, but they generally it seems they care more or try harder or some combination of the two. Right? I mean, they probably easily could have closed Roger Rabbit and just built Runaway Railway. you know, and it would be cheaper to operate one ride instead of two, right? Instead, they, you know, in fairness, they're keeping Roger, which is great. Would have hated to lose Roger. It's a great dark ride. Very underappreciated. You see those new white hills up there, the unpainted new hills that block the Runaway Railway show building.
Almost there.
Well, they don't even have the Jolly Trolley. The trolley itself isn't even here. In the Tokyo Toontown, it's a photo op. You can sit on it. It's been gone from here for a while. I mean, it'd be cool if it ends up being a photo op or something when they come back, but I don't know what's gonna happen. I know my first trip, it was definitely here. I definitely have photos from my early trip sitting in the Jolly Trolley stationary at the station. All right, I'm gonna kill the stabilizer because it won't work on the roller coaster. Here we go. Oh, there we go. All right, cool. There we go. Whoop, bear with me here.
Yeah, that's tough.
Would you like number 4? Would you like number 8? I'll let you choose.
I'll take number 8.
Come on in.
Thanks.
Right.
All right, we got the back. We'll get the most airtime back here. That's great. Let's get some airtime in the back. Look at this propping. It's great. What a cute load area. Yeah, it's gonna shake. I had to kill the stabilizer because it won't work on the ride. You'll be slightly more stable on the ride once I put you actually in my hand. Well, I want to ride it too. You know, I'd like to remember this. It's, you know, it's a closing. I like to go to closing nights. They're fun. Be a part of history. One of the last guests ever. It's been here a long time, right? I don't think Tokyo doesn't like Runaway Railway. I know some OLC execs have seen Railway and they don't really care for it. Too projection heavy for their liking. Oh God. Woo. There we go, we're in. Here we go.
Permanezca sentado y mantenga sus manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del vehículo. Cuide los pequeñitos. Chao.
Some screaming. Some loud screaming happening. We're just screaming Toontown. Oh boy! Oh! Get thrown around back here. Jeez. Someone chill Toontown. I'm gonna need both things to get out. Everybody, hold on. There we go. We did it. Thank you. All right, let's just go to Chippendale's treehouse while we're here, right? Let's just go. They didn't even light the sign. The sign is off. All right, here we go into the very tight tree. Hope I don't get stuck. If I do, Winnie the Pooh style, I expect someone to draw a moose on my behind. Watch your head.
Watch your head.
Can't imagine why they're getting rid of this. All right, we're gonna go. I like their rug. All right, let's try not to get stuck in this tiny stairwell. Oh boy. Ooh. All right, there's where the slide was. All right, we're out. Take a look at Toontown from here. Can't really see much. There's a lot of trees in the way, but you can see the ivy I was talking about. It's grown over the whole thing. Some of the Toontown hills that remain back here. The acorn lights are great. I would like an acorn light. If anyone wants to get me an acorn light, that'd be great. Would love one. If you're just joining us, hit that like button. Please subscribe. And if you want to support me squeezing into tight spaces, you can leave us a super chat or join the WDWNT Interglobe Society at patreon.com/WDWNT. With your donations, I will squeeze into even tighter spaces also meant for children in Disney parks around the world. Oh, super chat. Oh, can't see it. Where is it? Eisner theming is so much more soul. Worried about the retheme. I said Navision 3D. I'm kind of with you. It's not trying to be like the old grumpy guy, right? But modern design is more minimalist, right? So like the apartment I just moved into, it's kind of, it's a lot of white and gray and brown. And, it's very, I don't know, it's very sleek. It doesn't have a lot of charm, a lot of character, which is something we find a lot of more recent Disney stuff. It's just because it's the modern aesthetic. It's the current aesthetic. So I think there is some worry because I think 90s Disney, 80s, 90s Disney is very rich in detail, right? Also to the point where it could be a little kitschy, which Toontown certainly is. I mean, Mickey's house is definitely a kitschy little bungalow in Southern California. So yeah, I mean, there's some concern to be had given current design that it will be a little sleek and a little minimalist, and there'll be less detail and less character, which is not great in a world that's supposed to be you're stepping into a cartoon, right? Oh. Amina, thank you for the $5 super chat. Appreciate it. That's very sweet. Also, thank you, Kraken Teeth Gaming. Bring back 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Oh, that was never here, but in Florida, I would love that. That'd be great. Speaking of great, look at that manhole cover. That is a beautiful manhole cover. It's gorgeous. Gorgeous. Of course, I'm sure those of you who grew up going to Disney World remember Toontown and Toontown Fair, and well, specifically Toontown Fair is what it was. And remember this Mickey mailbox. A great detail. I'm sure this will stay. I'm sure that's staying. And again, the houses, I think specifically the houses are staying. Whether or not they'll update them or change them, we don't know, but they're staying. Yeah, Toontown Fair was just a light update to keep Starland operational, right? I mean, they built some of the structures, right? Like they built the houses, they built Donald's boat. So there was an attempt, and the Barnstormer was added too. So there was an attempt to kind of do Toontown with less money and just keeping the infrastructure that made sense to keep from Starland. Did I miss another super show? Is there another one? Theme parks and things. I'm here too, Tom. Just got off Splash Mountain. That's great. Why aren't you in Toontown? Toontown is closing for like a year. You're not back here on Splash Mountain? Come on. This is where the party's at. Party, I mean, single grown men going on kiddie coasters. All the mailboxes are great. I love this Donald mailbox on the water. It's a shame, because they've been using them for, distanced greetings, and because of COVID, they didn't open the playground areas either. We won't get to go in Donald's boat one last time, and they specifically said they are reimagining the boat, so. And I don't know, they've never done a different version of Donald's boat, so I don't really know what exactly they have in mind. I'm thinking splash pad. I'm thinking more splash pad. I mean, I don't know. California's different than Florida, and splash pads aren't a thing as often here. There were more of them before. So California Adventure specifically had two what I would consider splash pads before. The SS Rushworthy. And then even some of that, there was a little splash pad type thing out in front of Bountiful Valley Farm. And so now there's kind of no splash pads. So I don't know. For toddlers, it seems to be a thing that makes sense. And then obviously there's a lot of theories on Goofy's house because Tokyo updated Goofy's house a couple years ago with a projection mapped kind of Toy Story Mania stationary shooter thing called Goofy's Paint and Playhouse. So if that's going to, I don't know. I mean, that was several years ago and some of that technology is a little outdated already. So, maybe they'll do something like that. I don't know. Here's the boat, Donald's Laundry, up on the line. Very cute. I don't think we can even go down here anymore. I think we can take like a couple steps down this way. It's a shame because this little grotto back here is really charming when you come off the boat and there's this waterfall and it's great. Miss Daisy. Two Star Cruiser trips and a Disneyland live stream is not so much. Here's $5. Well, it's very kind. You don't have to give anything. It's very kind. We appreciate it. Julie wrote, Tom, in my neck of the woods. Next time, give me a heads up and I'll buy drinks. Thank you, Julie. That's very kind. It's very sweet. I'm here a lot. I think I'm back out here I have a wedding in California in 2 weeks. I'm back out here. I don't know how much Disneyland I'm doing. I'm still deciding if I want to. The wedding's out towards San Diego, and there's like two things in San Diego I've always wanted to do, which would be SeaWorld and the zoo. I'm sorry, Animal Adventure Park, whatever they call it. I don't even know. So I'm either going to do those things for the weekend and then like come here on the Monday, or I'll just end up, doing my usual thing and just coming here for 3 days. We'll see what happens. But anyway, here's Goofy's house, which is not open to the public. It's, again, just being used as like Goofy was greeting people from his yard, basically, during the COVID era, as we'll call it. But what's nice is we can take a look in, at least. This is cool. One last look inside. Doing my best with the net and stabilizer, a hard filming combination. Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna get a better view of anything. We'll go this way. I mean, in recent years, this hasn't been much anything. Just kind of you can just kind of run around it. But it was a bounce house back in the day. It was a bounce house. Oh, we didn't go look at the ball pit. All right, we got time. Let's go look at the ball pit. Look at this Goofy's. Look at Goofy's hat as the end of this railing. That's great. Beautiful. And I know, it's just for kids, but they did a really nice job. It's a charming land. We could talk a little bit more about some of the other things that were supposed to happen for Toontown. I own a set of blueprints where half this land is the Little Mermaid, which is interesting. So at one point in time, they were convinced that, one half of this should be that concert hall venue and the Mickey meet and greet, and there'd be some other things, but they were also convinced they needed a Little Mermaid area in the park. And for whatever reason, that just didn't happen. They just decided in the end they didn't need it. That ride, I mean, there were 15 different times that ride was supposed to be built, whether it was here or Paris or Florida or wherever. Here's the ball pit. There's just some trees block our way to the ball pit. But yeah. Ball pit was its own attraction, so it has like a call box and everything. But, I mean, it's still a pit. Like, it goes down. But it's just kind of been left like this for years. So, yeah, I get people. Like, it is time. It's time for some sort of update back here. But I just get fearful with current management and the aesthetic of the new Mickey shorts. I get somewhat concerned, but I really hope they pull this one out. I hope they do a good job.
Okay, I'll head that way.
If there's one of the projects I'd like to be wrong about most, it's probably Toontown. Okay, we'll start working our way towards downtown Toontown. So yeah, she specifically said, they're keeping this ride, but they did specifically say retheming it. But again, no word as to what that actually means. Or Goofy crashed into a mailbox. Of course, we got this great gas station. We got to stop and see the restroom signs because they're amazing. So here we go. We've got Roger. Got Roger here. And then Jessica. Jessica as a mechanic over here. Very cute. The gas pump with the fish in it. So these, I forget if they moved or if they bubbled. These did something originally. I don't know what, because I think even by the time I was coming, I think they weren't working. Honk for service. They're supposed to spin and bubble probably. Here we are at Goofy Water. Goofy Water comes in many different flavors. There's wacky water, screaming water, surfing water, liquid water, wet water, woozy water, rockin' water, rollin' water, zippy water, loopy water, high water. And I love thinking about kids. So they put this little box here for the kids to stand on. Fifth rider, Tom, contact me if you're at San Diego. I can get you into the zoo or safari park for free. Oh, that's cool. Well, you guys send me an email. I don't know how to get in contact with you. So send me an email. I'm Tom at WDWNT.com. Thank you. That's very cool. Very generous. So not closing forever, but it's going to come back radically different. They're making a lot of changes. So they're going to rip down the Jolly Trolley station. All of this over here is going away. So this I forget what dining establishment this was. Is this, what is this? Was this just where they had beverages, right? Frozen stuff? Yeah, I forget the name of this. This is gone. So this is Toon Park over here. So Toon Park and this space adjacent to it are gone. This is where they're going to put the, what is it, a wishing tree, I think. The tree that's supposed to be inspired by whatever, tree Walt would dream under. Whatever weird loose Walt connection they're making now. So there'll be green space in that tree, the dreaming tree, sorry. Can't keep them all straight because there's that tree that's supposed to go in World Celebration at Epcot too. Everything starts to blend together eventually. Jacob, Disneyland won't be open when I'm there for D23 Expo. I can't wait for Chapek's Projection Land. Yep, should be great. These are great garbage cans. The Fantasia brooms. So yeah, this little weird seating area, I think they've just decided it's not. I get it. Like, this seems like a weird little corner, and you can definitely do something better with it. And probably green space with seating is probably better than this weird cordoned off seating area. Honestly, I get it. Everyone's playing with the mailboxes. We're at the Toontown post office.
Have you seen my darling husband, Roger? I'm always so worried about him.
When I was born at the post office, I was a special delivery.
Our nighttime spectacular Mickey's Mountains at 15 minutes. Thank you for joining
Oh, tiny doorway. Let's go. Woo! Jeez. No. Let it reset for a second. Try again. Nope, too soon. Those people are sitting on the crates that make noise, so we can't do that. Should we go do Roger? Probably should go do Roger. 40. I mean, we can go see the standby queue. It's really cool. Let's go do it. I don't know if they're going to change any of it, but we can go take a look. It's an enjoyable queue either way. Let's do it.